Hi folks, this is Leigh-Ann and I'm here to share how I use Trello in conjunction with my system, the train method. If you're curious about the train method, please take a look at my website, thetrainmethod.com. Let's get started. Now what you're looking at is called a board, this red background with a title right here called This is a Board, the title. You can star a board right here to make it stand out more in your list, and your list is available along the left side if you toggle on this arrow. See? In the list, you can click boards. If you have members, you can click or add them there. There's settings, different features, and then a list of your boards. The top will show the ones that you've starred, and any templates are highlighted by saying template. Templates are available in the premium Trello account. They allow you to set up a train with certain settings and then duplicate it over and over so that you don't have to recreate it from scratch each time. Let's go back. So that's your board title. If you click the down arrow, there's other views that you can enable, but I just like the board feature right here. There's power-ups, which are a feature that allow you to make customization. There's automations, but I've never used those, and filters. In the top right corner, you'll see settings and features. Right below in the three dots, you'll see a lot more customization. Activity, archived items, settings. My favorite, change the background. You can upload a background, or you can use Unsplash, or you can go to colors and select a solid color from the bottom, or this kind of feature here. I don't like that. If you go to photos, you search Unsplash, and I'm going to search train, shocker, and from here I'm going to look for something with a nice solid style so that it doesn't distract from the board lists. So now I've selected a new background, but if that's too busy for you, you can go change background, select a color, and go with a solid, which I had already. You can also customize some fields. There's status, which I thought was interesting because you can do to do, in progress, done, in review, approved, and not sure, and assign colors so that you recognize them. I don't use those, but I think they're neat. In the drop-down, you can also create labels. In here, I have to do as a triangle and done in gray. You can see these labels existing in this list right here and here. I'll show you a nice little feature. You see how these have words assigned, but we're only seeing the colors here. If you click on it one time, it will switch to the word feature and you can see what your label says. And then I use the gray done to signify that it's done instead of archiving it because I often want to see the complete list as a whole. To create a list, you can click add another list, give it a title, and then you can slide it to any position you want. Then add a card by clicking add card. There's also keystrokes for these features if you want. So add a card. Now, if you hover on a card, you'll see a pencil, and that's how you edit the card. You click once, and it gives you a few extra features. When I go to edit labels, I can select one of my two labels or add more with create a new label. Here I'm going to select done, save, and now you can see done on that card. You can reposition cards in any order, or you can slide them between lists. You can also archive a card by going to the bottom here. I really like how you can compress a list if you're getting a long train. You can collapse a list by selecting this arrow, and it turns it on its side. This is really great when you need to see a long train and you don't want to scroll back and forth. You can collapse lists so that they just go like this. I really like that feature. If you want to expand all of them but not have to click each one, go to the drop down and click expand all lists. Lists! Lists! If you want more, you click a card once to enlarge it for more features. This is great. Here you can edit the title at the top, you can add a watch feature, You can add labels and see them in the card. I'll do that now. I'm going to add a to-do label, and you can see it pop up right here. Once that's been added, you can add more labels with the plus mark beside it. You can remove labels just the same. You can create a new label here. You can add a description. It's a lot like the formatting of an email where you can add bullets, bold, italics, a few different heading styles. You can add links, images, and a few different features. There's an attachment option, which you can also access here, and make sure you save so that it shows up. If you don't save, it will retain the information, but it won't display it when you have it collapsed. There's custom field features, there's showing your activity and comments, which can be great when you work with teams. There's a checklist feature, which I really like because you can create a checklist within a card or a cargo task. So I'm going to click checklist. I have to give it a title right off the bat, my checklist, add. And we're going to see it populate right here. And then from here, I can add items, item 1, item 2. You can slide the items around if you did a mistake or if things have changed. And it's great because if you check it off, it crosses it off but keeps it displayed, unless you click hide checked items right here, in which case it makes it disappear, or you can redisplay it. The last feature I really like here is the cover feature. I can add an image and it will show up at the top, but it will also show up when I'm on the board, and it looks great. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to upload an image. The image is going to show at the top, but even better, when you minimize your card, it shows within the display. So that looks really cool. I'll do it one more time. And also these can be slid around, so you might want to have a top on each list or each train car to describe the main idea or give it a visual. Go to edit card, open card, and here you go to cover. You select a color here, an unsplash photo here, or you can upload a cover image of your own. It will show up at the top center with a little bit of extra color added. And then when I X out of here, I can see that image right here and I can slide it anywhere I want. But you can go to share, select observer in the drop down, and then copy link. From there you have a link, paste it, and it takes you directly to that board. You can change your workplace visibility so that your board becomes public or shared within your team. I recommend private unless you know that everything in that board is okay for the public. You can change the title of your board, and the title is what will show up in the left column here, and it will show up in the board section right here. I have mostly solid backgrounds on my boards for focus and clarity, but sometimes I like to use an image from Unsplash. I want to note that when I make a train, usually the first two columns are pre-designated as at the moment. I'm going to slide that into position 1, and column 2 or position 2 is called to do. I'm going to slide that into position 2. Do you see how when I compressed those lists or train cars, it was easier to get across the whole page? If I don't need to use these, I like how they're compressed and I can even see how many cards are inside, but I don't need to access all of the information or see it up front. So it's less visually overwhelming, which is great. I find Trello to be the perfect program for the train method. The only thing I wish Trello did better was exporting the images. I'll show you what happens if I go to print. The exporting features are not very good. If you go to print, all of the lists are put into one column, not like they are displayed in Trello itself. Unideal. When I need to save a train, what I like to do is I use a screenshot feature in Chrome extensions. It's called FireShot Pro. It's this little icon with the S. So I'm going to click that once. Then I select Capture Entire Page. It will scan the page and then give me an image preview. This is perfect. Now I'm going to save as image, but before I do, I'll just show you it's called FireShot. you can go to getfireshot.com, and it's a Chrome extension that I got for free. Save as image, and here we go. This is what it produced, and that's much easier for me to work with if I want to save my train or my Trello board. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments. I am a rudimentary Trello user, but I'll do my best to help you. If you're curious about the train method or how I use Trello, please take a look at my website at thetrainmethod.com. Bye-bye.